let's say, so now I'm giving you a project, so you come up with a project, it's your own idea, so you're getting awards and everything, so you feel proud because you're the person who introduced this thing. And then suddenly you read newspaper, The Star, front page of someone who's from, let's say, Bangkok, who won an award because of similar project that you have created. And then you realize the awards that he received, the project that he's introduced, is much later than what you have introduced. So you got a feeling that this person has actually been copying your project. So how do you feel? You feel nothing? Yeah, you feel annoyed, you feel angry, you feel frustrated, no, you don't feel proud. Okay, because for whatever achievement that you get, okay, some people, they are more proud with the achievement because every achievement that comes, it comes with money. So they got monetary value. So if other people be copying your work and then get achievement, gets awards, gets money, then of course you're not happy because it's your project. You're supposed to acknowledge the author, the person who created it. So that's exactly the same thing like writing assignment. So whatever you are planning to write, you always need to look back at the materials you're referring to. If you refer to textbook, for example, English legal system, you need to cite the author of that textbook, English legal system textbook. If you go online and then you see an article, like say by Professor Abraham, you need to cite Professor Abraham's article. It's very important, especially because lecturer, we've been marking assignments many years, every single semester. We see you every day, we know how you talk. So if you write suddenly with English so fluent, the words that you use, even I also cannot write like that, and then I come and see you and say, hey, can you explain about this paragraph? And you say, I forgot lah. Then we know already, it's not your own words. So then the lecturers need to inform academic integrity officer. Can you look through this assignment? So then it's easy. So the officer will copy the entire paragraph, put on Google, and the same link will appear. So not good. So you always need to acknowledge the author. So when we talk about sources that you use, this one will cover in week 4 using electronic sources. You need to use a valid sources. Who's familiar with LexisNexis or Westlaw? Anyone heard of it? Yes, some no. So we'll cover that later on. Because when you want to do your assignment, you cannot refer to Wikipedia, Law Teacher, LawNet, iNet, all of that. Because it's all no substance. Because it's an essay written by a student, uploaded for other students. Alright, so it's not from a viable source. So you need to use, let's say, textbook, journal articles, then we'll teach you how to look for these journal articles. Alright, so basically, essentially, that's what referencing means. You need to acknowledge the authors of the written work. Some students want to acknowledge the lecturer. Miss Putri says this in her classroom, then put acknowledgement. Okay, so you can't cite my name in your assignment. I'll circle it, I'll give 0 marks. Right? Even for, let's say, your constitutional law lecture, some of the assignment was student written, Dr. Tamara said this in class this. I understand the student wants to give proper acknowledgement, but that's not the correct way. You need to find where did Dr. Tamara get her lectures from. So it's probably, let's say, from a textbook written for Dixon. So you need to look for that particular textbook, look for that particular point. Then you cite the author of the textbook. Don't cite Dr. Tamara, because Dr. Tamara didn't create Constitution. Okay? Alright, so this is the examples for those who doesn't know how to cite. First of all, you need to open your Microsoft Word. Okay, some of you guys will be using Note. Don't use Note because it's very difficult for you to do referencing later on. So use Microsoft Word and then you click on Insert Footnote. Alright, so when you click Insert Footnote, then it will appear here at the bottom of your paper, your research writing. So this, let's say this entire page is A4 paper. Your acknowledgement is at the bottom. Alright, some students cited, let's say, 10 books. So in one points, so let's say one sentence, right? This sentence, full stop, and then put footnote here. You can see the number 1, and then number 1 here, then you'll see 10 textbook. So you don't do that. You don't put 10 textbook on one same point. So usually for one point, you put one reference. So unless in that in that particular sentence, you have 5 different points, then it makes sense if you want to cite 5 different authors. But otherwise, you don't have to write lengthy footnotes. Some students, trust me, in the past, have written half page of referencing. Alright, the introduction is only half at the top half, and then the rest referencing. I'm like, why? You only need one textbook. Okay? Alright. Sorry. So this is the example of citing a book. So what do you write at the bottom, at the footnote part? So some student, if you refer to Times, there's a thing called OSCOLA Manual Handbook. You need to open that handbook, print it if you prefer hard copy, otherwise you save it on your desktop. For every assignment, you need to cross-refer to OSCOLA Manual Handbook. How to refer? Because some students, I know, assignment due tomorrow, so today 10 o'clock at night starting. So you have technically 2-3 hours to do it. Then you feel tired, frustrated, you cry the next day, 8 o'clock in the morning, submission. Right? So some students tend to cite Gareth Jones, full stop. I'm like, Gareth Jones, who? Which textbook? What page? So I need all the materials, I need all the documentation that you actually referred to that particular book. So in the footnote, so when you write, let's say first sentence, A.V. Dicey mentioned this, full stop. Then you put footnote number 1. So this should appear on your footnote number 1. The full name of the author, right? First name, second name, and then the title of the textbook. So for book, you need to italize it. So let's say for a lecture, when we look at your footnoting, if you see that the title is italicized, we know it's a textbook. Then you put bracket, which edition, who's the publisher, and what year. Because I know, let's say 17th edition is the latest one. But if you cite 16th edition, then I'll question you, why are you citing outdated textbook, for example? Because outdated textbook probably contains updated law. So you need to cite latest edition. And lastly, after you open, close bracket, what number is this? Page number. You must put page number. Then I know for a fact that you have actually opened the textbook and looked through the paragraph and actually you cite that particular page. Because some students, because I know I was a student as well, so we found this one article contains everything similar like the assignment question, and then you paraphrase everything, you copy the footnote, but because that fellow never put page number, you also never put page number. So you put citation but no page number. So lecturer can tell you have actually copied other people's work because there's no page number, you're merely citing a book. Okay, so it's very important for you to cite the page number as well. So this is in the footnote. So once you have completed your assignment, imagine how many footnotes you'll have. Roughly 7, 8. How many words? Let's say 2,500 words. Made 8. It should be about 30 footnotes. Some students put 50 footnotes because want to cite statutory provision as well, and then want to give some explanatory note. This judge says what, so you put at the footnote as well. Alright, but once you have written, let's say 30 footnotes, there will be one page called page of references. So that's where you put your bibliography. So whatever you put in your footnote, you need to put the list 1 to 30 in one page or 2 pages of the articles that you have cited. If you have 100, then you put all 100. Right? The things that you have referred and put in your footnote. What's the difference between footnote and bibliography? Some more? I heard page, I heard initial. So these are the only two different things that you put in your bibliography. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Tends to do is that you copy all your footnote and then you paste it in your biblio. But you must make sure, because we follow OSCOLA citation style. OSCOLA citation is created by the Oxford, School of Oxford. So that's why they set the citation style like this. So for biblio, you start with the surname first. Instead of Gareth Joan, you put Joan and then the initial G. Okay. Then the rest would be similar. You put the title of the book, italize it as well. Then you open bracket, you put edition, publisher, year, close bracket. That's all. For bibliography, you don't need to put page number. For bibliography, we just want to have a compilation of what books you have referred to. Only for footnote, you need to put page number, because as lecturer marks, we refer to textbook as well, which page number. Okay? And this is only for textbook. Okay, do you guys need a break, or it's too much information already? Okay? Okay, break. Okay, we do this one, then I give you a break. Okay? So these are the example of citations in a footnote. So I put 3. Alright, but what do you write in your bibliography? Fill in the blanks. So who wants to volunteer for Martin Dixon's one? Okay, I'll just show you the previous slide so you can see the difference. Alright, so this one is Elizabeth Fisher in a footnote. In bibliography is Fisher E, comma. Then the name of the textbook, publisher, year. So who wants to volunteer here? Yes. What's your name? Siba, yes. So what do you write for the first one? Yep. Yep, correct. And make sure for the title you italize it. Okay? Alright, so who wants to volunteer the second one? At the back this time. Brendan. So how do you cite the second one? Correct. Okay, so that's how you do it. So the last one, everyone should get it right. It should be Sexton, R, comma, italize, landlord. Correct. Then addition, publisher, year. So some, yes. What if they have the middle name? So let's say the Clayton H. Christensen. Okay, for example, the second one. So then you put Christensen, CH. Yeah, so only the last name you put the full name. So the other names you just put initial. All right. Yeah, so some textbook they don't have addition. So don't worry about looking other textbooks, similar textbook, just to find that addition. So if that particular textbook don't have addition, so you just put like this: Harvard Printing Press, comma 2015. Yeah. So this is an example of textbook. So if you refer to internet sources, it will be different. If you refer to journal articles, it will be different. But let's take 5 minutes break for you to absorb everything, freshen up, and then we'll continue. Footnote, then you put again footnote number 2. Then you follow footnote number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it can be as long as this. So it depends on how many materials that you have referred to. Okay? But for every single sentences that you use here, let's say all of this, you cannot copy paste exactly the same paragraph, same sentence from the textbook that you put into your assignment and then you reference it. So it still counts as plagiarism. So for every sentence, you need to paraphrase it. Make it sound like your own words, your own understanding. Then you reference it. Yeah. 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 You can skip the binti part. So you put the surname, the father's name, and then you initial. Sorry, that's for biblio. But otherwise, you just put the first name, middle name, and then last name. Yeah. Okay. That's where you see the example. So every page at least got footnote. Okay. So this is a sample of year 2. Everything in there. Then you see bibliography. Alright, so she referred to all these cases. She put all the cases that she referred to in the bibliography page. So you have cases, you have secondary sources. You can see here, Dixon M, italize the title, bracket, addition, so all of this. So it will be something like this. So this is a good student, so I awarded her 22 out of 30. So this is the rubric that lecturer will use to mark the assignment. Okay, so content 60%, so she got 45 out of 60. So we also provide marks for research and referencing. How many textbooks you refer to, how you reference it, is it properly according to OSCOLA or is it according to your own style? So she got 14. And communication, basically, if I understand what she's trying to write, then she'll get 14.8 out of 20. Yeah. Okay, so this is just an example. She got the highest mark. Yeah. This is the highest one. But this is year 2. So year 1, it will be easier for you to score because it's your first assignment. But the rubric that lecturer will use is similar. Alright? So just make sure the content, whatever you refer to, the law, let's say for constitutional law. So now what's the first topic that you're studying? For consti. So, still introduction. And then you learn about parliament. So if the question asks you about the parliament, so you need to put everything that you know about parliament in the essay question. Some students just put very vague, like history and then full stop. But the question asks about the relation to 21st century, for example. So you need to write history and 21st century. So that's how you score 80 out of 100. Okay? Because last time I used to teach consti as well. Okay. Consti, ELS, all of that lah. Okay, so this is citation in an article. So the citation in the footnote, what can you see the difference between textbook and article? Let's say if the source is from an article, not from textbook. Yeah, the title of textbook, you italize it. But title for journal articles, you don't italize it. You put inverted comma here, inverted comma here. And then you put the year of the journal, 2009, 2018, then what number is this? Is the journal serial number. What volume? If it's volume 1, you put 1. Volume 100, you put 100. So here is volume 72. Then you have MLR. So it's the name of the journal, Malayan Law Review. So you can write the full name, Malayan Law Review, but some journal articles, you see the citation is MLR. So you just put MLR. And then what number is this? Yeah, page number of the journal. So sometimes the journal, like one volume of a journal, consists of 10 articles. So this is the starting page of that article in that journal. So if it starts with 554, that's where you put 554. So you have the full name of the author, the title, the year, followed by volume number, the name of the journal, and page number of that journal. And then you put comma, and what's this? Correct. So that's the page number where you quote that particular sentence from. So this is important. This is the evidence you have actually referred to that journal. So I can see, okay, you referred to page 556, 553, for example. But in citation and bibliography, it's the same as textbook. You don't have to put the page number you referred to. So you just change, you put surname first, followed by the initial, the name of the title of the textbook, and you put inverted comma here, and year, volume, name of the journal, page of that journal. Okay? So I know it's very dry for first class, but this is something that's really important that you need to do for your, especially consti assignment, for your contract assignment, for your tort assignment. For English legal system, is Miss Sarada teaching? So I'm not sure if he's setting assignment as your assessment or is it oral presentation and journal. So you need to check with her. Okay. So again, this is an example of citation in an article. So it's similar, just you need to change surname first, followed by initial, and then the rest is the same. So this is citing a chapter in an edited textbook. So some students, usually the one that scores A students, usually will borrow a book which contains compilation of chapters. So then you'll see that chapter 6 is written by another person, let's say Sarata Munyandi. So chapter 6 written by her, but I'm as the program director, so I compile all chapters from different lectures and I make it a book. So now how do you cite? Do you cite my name, because I'm the one who compiled it, or you cite Miss Sarata's name? It's like both. But you need to know what's the sequence. So usually you start Miss Sarata's name because she's the author of that article you referred to. So you cite Miss Sarata's name, then that's where you put in my textbook, Putri Sophia's textbook. So for an example here, I put Justin Pila, comma, and I put the name of the title in William H. Dutton and Paul Jeffries. EDS means they are the editors of that textbook, followed by the title of the textbook. That's where you italize it, the title of the textbook. And then the rest is the same. Publisher, year, close bracket, page number. Getting complicated, right? So that's why you need to always have a copy of OSCOLA handbook with you when you're writing your assignment. Alright, so for citation in bibliography, it's the same as footnote, except you need to change the reverse of the name of the author. So you put Pila J instead of Justin Pila, and then the rest would be the same except no page number. Once you get a hang of it, it will be very easy for you to do it already. This is just because it's the starting, you don't know what to do, and you're asked to do it, and you've never done it, so it sounds a bit complicated, a bit tough, but over time it'll get easier. Question? It's the same for everyone. OSCOLA as well. Not APA, not Harvard style, OSCOLA only. Because OSCOLA basically stands for Oxford Legal Citation. Yeah, so all law students, all lawyers, they will follow OSCOLA. Yeah. Because you referred to her paper, you didn't refer to the entire textbook. Yeah, unless if it's you refer to the author of this only, then you change the name of the author. Yeah. Yes, it's the same. So even UK University also follow OSCOLA citation. It's a worldwide citation for law papers. Any other question? It's because the students, when we teach OSCOLA citation, they never incorporate it properly. So when they do their year 2 and year 3 at UK, the examiners will write a report to lecturers at Taylor saying that your students did not follow OSCOLA citation. So do you teach it or not? So then we have to reply to that report. We taught them we have to submit module guide for legal skills and method to show proof. Topic 1 is referencing. Okay? Yeah. Correct. That's right. Okay, so you have online articles. Usually articles is the same as how you cite journal article, except the difference is you need to put the name of the where you get the articles from. Let's say the Star Online, then you put here the Star Online, the date of that articles being published. If it's New Straits Times, you put New Straits Times. So this one is Naked Law, the year of the article, then you copy the website. And then you put access on which date? Access 19 November, or access 29 August. Okay? So some student, because again, it happens every semester, no matter how many times I teach legal skills and method, they will just copy the website link and then paste it. Then when being questioned, of course, last minute, because they cannot write the citation because it's due next day. They don't have enough time. So make sure you write proper, because remember, lecturers give marks for proper referencing. Okay? So this is just examples of bibliography. So you list out everything that you have referred to in footnotes. You just copy and then you change the order of the authors, the name, and then make sure no page number. Yeah. So any other question? So you don't have to memorize it, but just make sure you familiarize yourself with OSCOLA Manual Handbook. It's on Times, already been uploaded. Basically, you need to know how to reference textbook, journal article, internet sources. So even quiz on reference